wanted to get some other things done, and so it was about 1 o'clock before I got to bed last night,
Ah,
and my alarm went off, and Cody snuggled in, and I went, "Oh, this is kind of nice." So I woke up about 8:30 or 9:30. I mean, and I'm like, "Oh,
oh well.
missed my window, so had the
Yeah,
option, so it's
yeah.
good.
Good
It's all
thing.
good." Yes, exactly.
I,
Yeah.
I had a question. How
Okay.
much did I really introduce you to the C curve, bend the bow and shoot the arrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Why? Do you want to revisit? It might be worth revisiting
Well, I
because,
will revisit, but how I revisit it depends on whether it's just a review or
yes.
you know.
Yeah, it's a
So,
review. Yeah,
so
it's a review.
all right, good. So
No.
we have an echo today. We
Oh,
did.
I don't hear it here,
No,
but
I
you guys
did.
hear it?
It's here. I don't know why, but it's here,
Hmm.
and it comes and goes. It's really weird. Oh well, doesn't matter. Everything else good in your life?
Yeah, things are going well.
Good.
Our trio is putting on a performance on June 6th,
Ooh.
um, at the Customs House in New London.
Uh huh.
Um, we're putting together a classical program this time. Well, it's a program we had done 2 years ago,
Uh huh.
and we're putting it back together and actually doing it right this time. Before we kind of threw it together and did it for a charity event and just kind of put it together, and we played it outdoors, so it was good enough.
Uh huh.
And then we moved on to the jazz bowling suite and had a blast with that, and decided we'd come back, we'd get more serious about this one and present it in a more serious setting. So,
Oh,
so
good.
we're, yeah, we're having fun with it. So that's keeping me busy. There's a volunteer choir that's starting up in New London, through the All Souls Unitarian Church.
Mm-hmm.
The new um, the new pastor for that is, uh, actually, he was trained as an opera singer,
Ah.
and was told, and this is about probably 20 years ago when he was in school training for this,
Yeah.
but he was told that, as he stands about 5 feet tall, and he's very, very dark skinned, and he was told as a short black man the opera roles were probably very limited for him.
Hmm.
So, which was true at the time. And unfortunately, if he had been training, within the last 5 to 10 years, I think a lot of the opera companies are revisiting and revising a lot of the older historical things,
Uh huh.
and opening up to more modern settings, which would include someone of his stature and
Uh huh.
his physical appearances. That's just, it's the system that
Yep.
that unfortunately we've had.
Yeah.
And so he turned over to being a Unitarian minister. He found a lot of love and comfort in that. Plus, he gets to use his voice.
Yeah.
So he's been singing. He just joined the Unitarian Church here in New London, um, in September, I think,
Oh.
somewhere late summer, early fall last year. The woman who had been there, just retired, and she had really, really big shoes to fill. So even though
Yeah.
he wants to be doing this, he's like, I just don't have time. So a couple of us have stepped in and said, we will be your right hand people for you.
Oh, that's good.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning,
So we
Joanne.
have,
Sorry, I'm a few minutes late,
It, it's all well. We
It's been
understand your world.
Yay.
Uh, well, that's good, Linda.
yeah, yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Everything okay there, Joanne?
Yeah, a little discombobulated, but that's just because people are coming and going. So,
Yeah. Well,
that
beyond the beyond the normal.
beyond the normal. Today's one of those run out and get a test for Rick, yada yada yada. So yeah, I just had to organize my day.
Yeah.
Our oldest grandkid is here for a few weeks, helping to sort the War Resisters League archives. Because I never get a chance to do that. So I
Oh,
have to
good.
help set them up this morning. That's great. Then they'll start work at they have a camp job at Denison Pequot Nature Center, but that doesn't start till second week of June. So
Ah,
I got the help until then, which is great.
that is great. Good. You must have a lot of archives, I would think.
Oh God. Well, and some of these are the national magazines, but I also have the New England WL archives that really need a sorting. Yes.
Yeah.
And those are the things you think you're going to get to, and then Trump happens or something like that.
Right. Right.
Anyway.
Okay.
All right.
So, any specifics you would like me to address today? Any questions?
No, not from me.
Okay.
So I did. I tried practicing in the mirror this week to try to work on why I felt like I was going down too far, and I think I was losing the crane neck and just kind of closing in on myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I hope that helps, because I really feel like I'm still putting too much
Yeah.
attention into the form of it rather than the energy of it.
That's I had said to Linda that I was going to look at the C curve today a little bit, just sort of review. So good timing, and that is a very typical issue. Because clearly our necks bend much more easily and further than our sacral area does. And so finding that balance and recognizing that you want the extension of the crane neck, not just the bend.
Yes.
And that's really where the balance in that comes, I think. You also have to simply be aware that how much your sacral area can bend and have your neck bend in proportion to it. And so that's an awareness that's kind of hard to get at first.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things, as I thinking about the crane neck, one of the things is as you begin to release the neck, to think about going up and then letting it just relax forward a little, and not simply go down. And not that either one of you is actually doing that without extending the neck, but finding that extension without tension is really kind of a key to starting into that, because it's very easy to feel like, oh, I've got to get it up there, and now you just cut off the energy through the neck. So finding how you can extend, and and this really goes back to our opening and closing, Joanne. It's a release. It's a letting go. It's not a pulling up or pushing up. It's allowing the neck to extend and then drop slightly forward. So it's an important thing to be aware of, because you can it will you'll be out of balance.
Well, I feel out of balance on this level too, but not just talking about life.
Yeah.
No, that's why I was trying to stand in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And do it. I don't find it as helpful to be looking at myself on the video as like physically doing it and then trying to readjust. And,
sure.
At some point going, oh, yeah, okay, that's the problem.
Yeah.
But now it's ingraining it in yourself, right?
Yeah. And there's another issue, I think, with the C curve, is that you have to, of course, initiate the bend from the center of the back, but at the same time you're releasing from the bottom up. So sometimes our tendency is to begin to curve at the base of the spine rather than in the center of the spine, and to straighten from the base of the spine rather than the center. So that's a kind of a difficult thing to grasp at first, letting the energy move, and recognizing that when we talk about the C curve, that the spine bending is closing that first movement as we're trying to open the posterior part of the spine. It is actually a closing movement, Joanne, since you're working on that.
Yeah. Okay.
And the straightening is opening as you bring the energy up the front of the spine.
Right.
So it is not a simple movement.
No, but those are good. I mean, I know that, but those are good to be aware of. That knowing and being aware of are
Yeah.
different things. Okay. Yeah.
And I think another thing, when we talk about it in relationship to heaven and earth, is that to remember that in that preparatory movement, before we go into 1 and 2, that you're bending the spine.
Yeah.
So a C curve has to occur there. And one of the things is that because 7 is not just an exhale, it could be several breaths. It could be several minutes. You have to really be aware of what you're doing in that transition, so that you close and inhale and bend so that you are ready to come up into 1. So there's a lot going on actually in that transitional movement that has no number. Don't ask me why it's that way, but it is. Yeah, it is. It is a part of this. So, do either of you have any other questions? I know you both worked on the C curve, so it's not something that's new to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You're very silent, Linda.
Just kind of absorbing, because there's a lot that I don't really have any specific questions. It's just kind of checking in on if the things that I've been working on this week have actually made a difference.
Hmm.
Because you were talking about the preparatory movement for me last week or the week before, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
so that was something that I've been working on. You had mentioned the C curve as well, a while back, and I found it again in my notes where you said something about how when you feel that you want to feel the opening starting before you're finished closing and vice versa. I don't
Yeah.
remember exactly how you said it, but it was something how the transition, you kind of feel the transition before you actually start it. And it kind of felt like I think it was kind of like think focusing on the twisting for me. That it slowed me down enough and put me into um that perspective of what I'm doing a little bit more
Hmm.
clearly as I was going through each portion of the move. So
Yeah. That,
yeah, I don't have a lot to say, but I just want to see if what I've worked on has actually
yeah.
shown
Sure.
up in what you can
Yeah.
see. So,
So that is how we make the transitions in everything we do in our practice. Is a critical piece, and so getting Bruce describes it as that there's actually a crossing of what's happening in those transitions. That the inhale or exhale is crossing the beginning of the next part of the breath. And so we try to find how we can make all of the movements match that concept. And so that's part of Master Joe's round your corners, because if you create a corner, then there's almost an inevitably a slight pause or stop. And so if you can round every corner so that nothing has a stop and start, that really helps. And it becomes easier when you are able to get your movement to freely do that, to match the breath to it. At least I will say that was my experience. So that is an important element in all of what we do is learning to how we can round the corners. I like Master Joe's terminology here.
hmm
So let's do some heaven and earth. We can. I'm I'm deciding how many to do. Uh, I guess just do 10, and then we'll have be sure we have time for meditation. And remember that this is actually the beginning, the approach to your meditation.
Mhm.
This is getting the energy moving and getting a clearer awareness of what's happening inside your body. So it's for the Taoists, it's an important part of the preparation to actually meditate. So,
Yeah.
yep. That was good. Uh, Linda, the preparation looked better, certainly. Um, um, as you were going up into one, um, make sure that that as that comes up, that you keep the elbows on the side channels until you begin to open to the side. I felt like your arms had a moment of limpness in that transition.
Okay.
A little hard to tell on Zoom, but that was my feeling.
It's very possible because at one point, I realized that I was kind of making not so smooth movement in the 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 movement from one into two, and
Yeah,
I focused more on my C curve with that.
yeah.
So I probably lost focus on that. So yeah, you're probably right.
I did feel you still needed to work on a little more tucking of the tailbone area in your C curve. One of the ways to practice is to to do this with your back against a wall,
Mm,
not with your heels against the wall. Be aware that in order to be balanced, you need to the feet need to be out a little from the wall. You have to find out where that is. But what that enables you to do is to discover how you keep straight when you sink rather than tend to go back.
okay.
Because what you're trying to do there is, in a physical sense, is drop your tailbone through your feet. And if you shift your weight back too much, it releases the tailbone, and it it's difficult for that to occur. So what doing it against a wall will cause is will make your movements much smaller, because you just, at least at first, because you discover it throws your balance off,
Mm,
because you've been
okay.
shifting your at least your hips, rather than bending, you've been shifting them a bit in order to maintain balance. So it's a
Mm,
tricky little thing, but it is you don't need to do a lot of that practice, but it does. It is very educational to do that,
okay.
because we are trying to get that sense of dropping, not shifting.
Okay. Okay.
Other than, of course, we have the weight shift on the feet, and so all of it has to balance. But finding that ability to have a sense of being able to sink and rise straight, not with the back straight, obviously, because we're doing a C curve, but without pushing the hips back.
Okay. Okay.
For both of you, I think a place to really be aware is in as you go into three, and you're both doing a good job of bringing the energy in and then coming forward, but remember that you're trying to bring your hands to the point where the energy from the Laogong point connects to that point where your tongue touches at the roof of the upper mouth, of the mouth. And when you find that connection, that's the pivot point for the hands. They don't find that point and drop.
Mm-hmm.
They pivot there as the elbows rise slightly, and this indeed brings the energy into the side channels and down, but I'll tell you, when you get it, that connection between the Lao Gong points and this point is very strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So look for it, open to it. Otherwise, I think things look pretty good. I don't know, just a couple of thoughts.
Good, thank you.
Did you have any questions for either of you?
No.
Okay.
No, although what I did notice was I felt like at one point, between, I guess, where was I, 6 and 7? Just kind of feeling like I was arching my back a little. So it's helpful. That's where I think it's helpful to do 20, because you're like, 10 wasn't so good.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like I was a little off there,
Yep.
because I'm trying not to go so far over.
Yep.
Just feeling the energy coming up my back has really helped kind of move it, more slowly.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of, because you're like, oh, okay, I got that one now, and I'm on 5, and then okay, I'm kind of, I'm improving it each one, right? I feel like.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, I need a few more to keep improving.
Absolutely.
During the week, doesn't it?
Yeah. And if we weren't trying to teach and
Yeah.
And all it is better to do the 20. Absolutely.
I understand that becomes obvious.
Yeah. No,
Right. Well, I see why we can't hear. I agree with that. Right.
That's a very good point. So any questions about inner dissolving or dissolving emotions?
No, I mean, I actually felt like this last talk, these last lessons were just really helpful in moving that forward. It's always good to keep being reminded of the 4 conditions. But I thought, the last few paragraphs of last week's notes are just kind of very helpful, right? Starting with distractions or tactics of the mind.
Yeah.
Then you're reaching your core. Like, yep. And just, being reminded of coming back to your core, and this, it just kind of, I don't know, it just really spoke to me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good. Well, we're going to return to that today with fewer words to give you more time to focus on what you're doing. So let us sit. Just find that straightness of your back. And be aware of your breath. Letting it soften and lengthen. And allowing us much of the longevity breathing to be present. Feel the entire body breathing. And allow your mind to sink through your body. And then starting at the top of your head, just seeing if you feel a blockage that seems to be attached to or caused by some emotion. One that is identified by one of the four conditions: emotional strength, emotional tension, something that doesn't feel quite right emotionally, especially if you don't know what it is, or emotional contraction. Notice how you are blocked. And once you've identified a source or a place that calls attention to itself, start going deeper into that. By going through the layers. Each time relax deeper into that place. Ice to water. Just let go and keep on looking for the energy behind the sensation, or a feeling that you can't recognize. Then return to the top of your head and scan down to that energetic blockage and endeavor to resolve it using inner dissolving. Ice to water, water to inner space. Keep going deeper and deeper until you feel that sense of infinite space. Release and let us begin to close. sending all benefit gained from this practice out to help all the sentient creatures of the universe. Any last minute thoughts or questions?
No, good class. Good meditation.
Yeah,
Good energy today.
yeah, very much so. I didn't want to stop meditating. I was.
Didn't either. As
I
soon as you
know.
said start closing, I'm like, no.
No, yes.
I
Ready.
know. Well, you can continue.
Yeah, well.
I do have my meditation cat with me, so
Oh,
Oh, that's great.
so
I had one for a
when I
while.
go to
Took off.
David's, mango, or is it mango or mochi? One or the other gets in my lap, and here Cody does. He loves it.
Moki came looking for you.
I saw that. Where'd Linda go today?
Right, right. Ladies, have a great week.
Thank you. Linda,
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry I never got back and explained any more. I was around your concern that you texted me on. It was a night when 6 different people are asking me questions.
Oh yeah.
Did you wanna
Yeah.
did you want to talk more about that or text more about that? Let me know.
Yes, yes, yes. If you've got some time. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you've
you
got
want
a
to do it
busy,
right now?
busy
I have
schedule.
I don't have a lot of time right now, do I? Yeah, I have a few minutes now. Yeah. You want to
Okay.
give me a call?
Why
I
don't
don't
we
want
go?
to have to do this on David's time.
Exactly, exactly. That's what I was thinking is,
Yeah, just give me
but
a quick call.
okay. All
Okay,
right.
good. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Okay,
You're
I'll see you next
welcome.
Thursday, but
Bye
not
bye.
next Wednesday. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Okay, you got it. Bye bye.
Bye.